Hello Virgo, Virgo rising and Virgo moon people. This is your monthly astrological horoscope for the month of August 2017, and a quick reminder for a lot of you, I'm going to be doing a special video on Uranus turning retrograde here, so stay tuned later on this week. It's more of a collective astrology one this year, because it's the last year that Uranus is fully and exclusively committed to Aries and retrograde for a very long time. So that kind of whenever a planet is in the final stages of its journey through X, Y, and Z, it's going to make it makes a difference. It makes a big old difference. Okay? So stay tuned for that. And of course, if you ever want to get a session with me or get a copy of the Tarot Home Study course, you can follow the links below or go to integrativemysticism.com. So what's going on with your astrology this month? Well, we've got some leftover energies from July that I want to talk about, and then we'll dive right in. So at the very, very end of July, on the 31st, we had Venus moving into the sign of Cancer, into your 11th house of friendships and social networking. And this is actually bringing a lot more opportunity for more, let's just say, I guess you could say bonding, and reconnecting with friends. There's going to be a lot more of a focus with Venus in your 11th house on also creating or finding a closer atmosphere with your friends. You're going to be finding yourself more popular. And your friendship circle is going to be growing a lot. You're going to be attracting new people to your social circle. Every once in a while, we always hang out with our, our group, or some of us have a couple of groups, like I have a couple of groups of 4 or 5 each, and every once in a while we're always looking for new blood and things like that to kind of shake things up. And Venus moving into this area of your chart is really going to be doing that. Venus in the 11th house can also be wonderful for love and romance, and the pursuit of love and romance, because you may find that love could be coming through a friend. Whether it's a friend, like it's them, or it's possibly through, their intervention, their setup, or something like that. So a lot of you single Virgos, even if you're, not feeling so great about that idea watching this video, hold your tongue and stay off that cap locks key. You may actually find out a little bit more about what opportunities are out there this August. We also have Mars in Leo in your 12th house of your past, your privacy, and your hidden zone. And with Mars in the 12th house, you may be noticing that this month things are a bit quiet when it comes to a lot of initiatives moving forward for a lot of you. That doesn't necessarily mean things are going bad or, or anything like that, but this month is going to feel, this is going to be a longer month, I'll put it that way, for Virgos than I think a lot of people. When I say a longer month, how sometimes it feels like certain months just fly by, and then certain months don't. June flew by for me. July took a year. This is one of those energies that you've got to look at. With Mars in your 12th house, it's basically giving you an opportunity to catch up and put more of your energy into things that you've got working on behind the scenes. Mars in the 12th house can be really good for those of you who have perhaps a project or some kind of creative or spiritual pastime or undertaking that you wish you had more time for, something that you could fully commit to, instead of just dip your toes in. You're going to be finding more opportunities to give time and energy to that. And with Mars in the 12th house, you may also be noticing that you are pulling in, again, friends closer into your personal circle. Mars in the 12th can bring up some old demons from the past that do need to be fought and cleared. So make sure that you understand that Mars is on your side in this one. So, if it's there, if they're there, they're meant to be cleared from your space, and Mars is going to be pointing that out. It's meant to be taken care of, and so this month's going to be all about, what don't we want to carry with us on our backs. On the 7th of the month, we do have a lunar eclipse in Aquarius in your 6th house of work, reputation, and your physical health. And when we see this, over the next few months, between now and about November, a lot of you Virgo people may be deciding to, you're going to be noticing a very drastic shift in either your workforce, your work schedule. Some of you may actually decide to change roles at your job. This could be transitioning within the company, or this could be a permanent transition leaving the company that you work for. If you're waiting to transition into a company, like you've already got a new job, do not be surprised if what you were told you were going to do during the interview changes. during this window period from August to November. This seems to be a huge restructuring going on, because the lunar eclipse does bring endings, okay? It's a major alteration. This is going to actually be a softer eclipse for you, Virgo, because it's in what's happening, it's called a cadent house for you. So, you know, cadent houses tend to be houses of lower impact. And so this could also bring a very, very fortuitous end to a chronic health battle or health condition or health issue you have been working on. This eclipse does not bode well in its very beginnings, between especially the 7th and the 19th, for any kind of major procedures. You know, reschedule them if you can. End of September is good. But with this lunar eclipse in Aquarius, this could also be the clearing or the ending of a physical health concern that you could be dealing with as well. A major reputational shift or a major social shift, though, is in the working, because one of the things that tends to happen is how we are seen and perceived by the world everywhere is fundamentally altered for the foreseeable future when we participate in this kind of energy. So if there's a reputation you want to lose and a reputation you want to gain, this is the eclipse for you. On the 12th, we do have Mercury turning retrograde in your sign, Virgo, where he will be up until the 31st of the month. Mercury is your co-ruler, and so make sure that you pay attention to articulateness. You know, now usually Virgos, I mean, we are articulate people. We are not people who are vague. We don't tend to mince words. We don't have a tendency to speak in vagaries. But what happens with, you know, with Mercury retrograde, maybe it's already happening now, with Mercury retrograde in our sign from the 12th to the 31st is that we got to pay attention to where we leave too much open to interpretation. Whether it's conversations with loved ones, conversations with, you know, coworkers, conversations with ourselves. Conversations with ourselves, or even in, you know, in our personal time, and, you know, our personal contemplations. You know, where are we too vague? Where do we have to confront the limitations of our language, the limitations of our ability to articulate to ourselves and communicate with ourselves? You know, and this may also point out where things in life may have gotten a bit flawed, where these communication breakdowns have happened. You know, if we leave too much open to interpretation, sometimes nothing happens, or sometimes it happens wrong. You know, you're increasing the chances or the probability that something, you know, that something could misfire when it's not crystal clear. And that seems to be what this lesson is all about. We may be correcting some issues from our own, you know, inability to to articulate over that time, or we may just need to pay attention to where we need to work extra hard to be unmistaken. Well, again, luckily it's only the 12th through the 31st. On the 21st of the month, we've got our solar eclipse in Leo, at 28 degrees Leo. It's on the cusp of us. It's on the cusp of Virgo, so it's kind of a combination. But with the solar eclipse in the 12th cusp of the 1st, a lot of Virgo people need to pay attention to where something that you are keeping hidden or something that you've been working on behind the scenes needs to actually have its debut and go public between August and November. This could be something that you don't normally share with people. This could actually be something that is maybe a training regimen that you're working on. This could be, you know, a writing project or an art project. The solar eclipse can also indicate a new beginning in your spiritual practice, on your spiritual path. And we're talking about taking things very, very seriously with the solar eclipse. This is not a dip your toe in kind of situation. This is basically, essentially finding your path. You know, instead of treating it like an exercise, you know, it's like the difference between somebody who treats martial arts for what martial arts is versus martial arts as a weight loss routine. You know, we're kind of, you know, there's nothing wrong, inherently wrong with either person, but this is so much more serious. And I think that what's happening is a lot of you Virgo people may actually be finding out what you're, you know, finding your gift, I guess you could say, finding your niche in your spiritual practice, or your artistic practice, or your craft. Whatever this craft is, we are actually emboldening it throughout the course of this coming season, autumn in the northern hemisphere, spring in the southern. And there may actually be a venue or a collective or some kind of opportunity for you to create, I guess you could say, a community, or find the ideal community to germinate that as well. And that could actually prove to be something that really does serve to support you, but also empower everyone involved, which is also very, very important. Okay, on the 22nd, we've got the Sun moving into our sign, into Virgo, where he's going to be all the way up until the 3rd week of September. And with the Sun in Virgo, remember, this is a double wildcard blessing. We are talking about putting the spotlight on you, okay? This tends to be our yearly 15 minutes of fame whenever the Sun is in our sign. Okay, and so with the Sun in Virgo, for a lot of people, this is talking about increasing your social availability, but also increasing how much, you know, people are seeing you, increasing your visibility. And this could actually go in a lot of ways to actually get more out of things that you think that people are ignoring. This could also be a wonderful opportunity for those of you who are trying to perhaps work on an issue with your physical health. Again, that lunar eclipse in Aquarius, but also the Sun in your sign can talk about your physical health, your physical vitality, giving yourself more energy, giving yourself more resilience, more personal strength. And the Sun can also, again, put you in a situation where we're starting to gravitate towards people who actually resonate with us. And it shows us our reflection in the people we resonate with. Now, resonating is different, okay? I gotta make this point now. Sorry to be the nitpicky know-it-all here, but resonate is not about choice, okay? You don't choose to resonate with something. I don't resonate with the color, you know, brown because I like brown. I don't I resonate with red. I resonate with this because it raises my energy. It gets me going. There's something about it. It's always attracted to me. That's different than choosing, okay? Because sometimes we resonate with things that are not good for us, and sometimes we resonate with things that are good for us. So it's important to know the difference. Resonance is not preference, but you're going to be drawing people in to meet, and over the course of the the 22nd through the 22nd, I think, of September this year, sometimes it's different depending on leap years, you're going to be noticing resonance, not preference, and you may actually get closer because of it. On the 25th, we do have Saturn turning direct in the 4th house of home and family, and over the last few months we've been getting a bit of a nice break when it comes to the home and family front. Saturn in the home and family sector for the last 2.5 years or so has been kind of a bitch. For a lot of Virgo people, because it does bring up a lot of natal family issues that need to be cleared, unfinished business, things that people had swept under the rug. You know, it's meant to be worked on. It's just that nowadays we have a cult of happiness in the world, so people are afraid to work on it, so it's really hard. We also have Saturn in the 4th house. You know, it's been making it hard to find a permanent living space for some people. You know, you'll buy a house one minute and then you'll sell it the next, or you'll move apartment every, 1 year, 2 years, whatever. And you'll have an opportunity with Saturn turning direct to find out what the cause of this issue is, but you're also going to notice that these last few months of Saturn in Sagittarius, between now and the first, week of December, you're going to be noticing this is also kind of a proving grounds to see, can you facilitate and create and maintain the perfect environment for yourself. Now that you know how hard it is to have an environment, to maintain an environment, and to deal with people in it. So there's a big lesson in all of that. That's a huge theme coming from that big outer planet. On the 26th of the month, we've got Venus going into Leo, into your 12th house, if you're past your privacy and your hidden zone. And you may be finding you and a lover are getting a lot closer, or you may be finding out about a secret crush. Either a secret admirer may be bringing their attentions and intentions to you, or you may actually find yourself put in a very opportune moment to disclose some private affections that you may have for another person. And this can actually be very, very sweet. Venus in the 12th house can also, again, bring our friendship circles tighter. We're working on, again, getting closer, having a bouncer at the door with our social lives. If you are not, at least in good friend category, then, during Venus in the 12th house time, you might not get in. You might not get in the door. That's what I always tell to people. It's like, look, if you're like at acquaintance, contact, fair weather friend, all of that stuff beneath, you're probably not going to get into a Virgo's life when Venus is in Leo. And the same can go for anyone who has Venus in the 12th house when it's transiting. So you're going to be noticing a lot more opportunities to turn friends into family and possibly even find some love in a secret way. We also have Mercury on the 31st retrograding back into this area, and people are going to be revealing secrets. But that is more of a talk for September. So we'll leave it at this. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. You know I appreciate it. And of course, if you ever want to get a session with me, you can always follow the links below or go to integrativemysticism.com.